Pleasant good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Monday's episode of Speaking Out, Exposing Corruption, Incompetence. Today is Monday, the 21st day of July in the year of our Lord 2025. Welcome one and all. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Hope you are looking forward to a productive week. And here we are to bring you again the credible, valuable information. As we will say when you come on, share the live. Give us the thumbs up, and we are going to be rolling in a short while. Share. Today, Monday, the 21st day of July 2025, another great day that the Lord has made. Let's rejoice and be glad in it. Let's give praise and thanks for being in the land of the living. Many persons would not have been this fortunate, and we should never, ever take that for granted. It is because of the mercies of the Lord that we are all here in the land of the living. So share, give praise, give thanks. Hallelujah. And we have so much to tell you this morning. You know, as is customary, over the weekend, so many things happened. Then we had some stuff that were left back from last week, but we have a lot to tell you. My colleague is rearing in the studio, ready to go. So share, and we are going to be with you in a while. Another great day, as I said, that the Lord has made. Let's rejoice, let's be glad, let's celebrate being able to come and get credible, valuable information. Remember, we are reminding you that we are into the silly season. Elections in Guyana are set for the 1st of September, Monday the 1st of September. Regional and general elections are set for that day, and you're going to hear all kind of craziness, all kind of lies you're going to hear. They will continue to tell the lies because they've been telling lies for a long time. But we are going to come and we are going to put the facts before you, and you being reasonable people will be able to assess for yourself and know facts from fictions, all the promises and all them type of thing they are going to make. So let me understand it clearly. Let me understand it. So yes, we're going to do the roll call. We have a full school yard this morning, jam-packed this morning. So we're going to run through the roll call. We're going to make the announcements, and then we're going to go straight into the program. In the meanwhile, we're giving other students the opportunity to, or the time to get on by the time we get into the meat of the program. Program was scheduled at 7, and the first person on, well, as I have said to you repeatedly, how it works is that the platform, I don't know how they do it, but I schedule at 7, and the several persons will come in at that time. But of course, they can't list all. They list them one after the other, stating that they all came in at 7. And these are the people. First man is Jakey make number 1 listing this morning. Then it was Paulette, Vibert, 1966, Lawson, Ulrich from West Dem, Peter, Wayne from the UK, Ian, Lucius is here at 7, Ezzy, Floyd, Aubrey from Canada, Wayne, Felicia, Kenneth from Maryland, Barbara, John, Sydney, Keith from Barbados, Wayne, Roxanne, the Conor Rookman. Then we have Lennox, and Lennox was the last man in at 7. Then immediately after at 7-1, Esla, Evelyn, Fergus, the Angel, Carlton, Anthony, Bradshaw, Peter's all on the East Bank, 11032. Then we have Pastor Smith, 9339, Rawl, 11752. Then Clifton from Paris is here. John from New Amsterdam. Denise, Moore from Florida. Aileen, I know you're taking your blows easy, girl. Easy. Bear your chafe, man. Bear your chafe like Banwari. Paulette, who came back. Carol, Kerry-Ann, Aubrey, True Guyanese, Carl, Winston from California, Orin from the UK, Glendis, Janella, and Puran from the Essequibo Coast. They all came at 7-1. Then you have Benji, Clarence, Brian, Stefan, Clifton, Courtney, Donald, Claire, Derek, Leon, Patricia, Charles, BX, Dexter, Kevin, Sandra, Brenda, Moses, Lynette from the UK, Rhonda, Desiree from Georgia, Tessa from Florida, Lorna, Sean from upstate. Then we have Selwyn, Compton, Marlon, Bonita, Hazel, Kay, then Rhonda, Vashti, Micah, Michelle, Hope, Lyndon, Mary, Hazel, Derek. Then we have David, Michelle, Paul, Umi, Cecile, Court, Cloyd, Brian, Siobhan, Ovid, 90937, Pauline, Maureen, Bernadette, Uncle Paul is here with us, Marva, Alwyn, David. Then it was Smitty, 7464, Vibert, Dorette, Lennox, Harold, Joseph, William, Marcia. Then it was Damon, Conali, Terrence from Canada, 9795 is here with us, Michael from Imbai Madai, Mark, Sandrine, Brantley, Paul, good to see you. Paul, I thought you would have been at Bisley kickoff this week. Melinda, Linton, Michael, then it was Clay, Queenie, Diane, another Michael Brower, he is from the islands. Then we have Francis Keith from Melanie, Hazel, Courtney, Anthony. Then it was Father Marsha, Earl, Emerson, Denise, the secretary, Valerie, Rosalind, Neola, Magnell, Cranston, Jermaine, Marcus, Richard, Vibert from the East Bank of Demerara, Claude, Colin, and Colin is from Queens, Mike, Mark, John from Tennessee, Royston, Tessa, Mother Mark, Ashley, Margot, Marvin, Robert, Mary, Daniel from Linden man. All sort of thing going on at Linden these days. Then we have Ivan, Danny, Gail from Florida, Rhonda, that I'm still in the house, Princess All, Lamar Springs, Rastaman, Terrence, Henrik, Tuana, Raquel, Allison, Lorraine, Terrence, Boo, Alexander, Malcolm, Phil. Then we have Selwyn, Kerry, Gordon, Paul, Rayburn, 10079, Winston. Then it was another Lorraine. Heather is here with us. Vibert, Winslow, Elton, Joy, George, 8727, George. Then it was Joy, 8218. Como is here with us. Ricky Smith, Clive from the UK, 12789. Doreen, my squad mate, W349. She's out of Canada. Sion. Then we have Sharwin. Sharwin is 15879. Vaughn, Nicola, Marcus. Semp is here with us. Rena. Get after Rena, it was Patricia Wren. Donna is here. Michael, Patricia, another Patricia. Ulrich, my squad mate. 9555. Nigel, Karen, O'Neill, Farina, Carlisle, Dwayne, Jacko from Georgia. Then it was Pito, 8152, from Queens. Marcus, Valietta, Reggie, Angela, Melville, Barbara, Melvern, George, 11899, Desiree, Charlene, 15425, Gloria, Assini. Then it was Wilbert. Then we have Jason Morty, former regional chairman, Region 10 is here with us. Ivor, Lennox, Orville. Then it is Marlon, Leroy, Wainwright, Pamela, Terrence, TK, 9135. Barled, you're late. Barled, you're very late. I know you're in Linden. You have a lot of issues to deal with in Linden. Karen, the original black man, Sherman, Carville, my squad mate. Then we have Johnny 10538, Johnny McFarlane, Valda, Glendon. Glendon, good to see you back, man. Glendon, the man from UNTAG. Just in case y'all don't know, UNTAG is United Nations Transition Assistance Group, Namibia. United Nations Transition Assistance Group, Namibia. We all served in 1989-1990. Then we have Monica Delan, and this is a new student, I think, Tajana Overmont from Suriname, welcome. Then we have Magnell, Michael. Then it was, who is this? Raquel, spelled differently. Last person in the schoolyard. Then when the gates were open, when the doors were open, we have Edward, Abu. These are regulars. Rosie Rose, the Carlton Popo. Then we have others, Delan, and a lot of people came in. Yolanda, Lynette from Barbados, and the list goes on. Chilo came in then as well. So yes, welcome, one and all. Again, we do this as a icebreaker and to show you that when we tell you we have this number of students in the schoolyard, we ain't bluffing. You see the names there. We are not bluffing. So let me give you the announcements now. We start with the sad ones first. Let me start by reminding you that today, the 21st day of July, is the 491st day since Sergeant Alex Vaughn was shot and killed. The police said he was shot and killed, accidental shooting by one of his colleagues. That is what they said. And until now, we can't hear anything further. 491 days and counting. Imagine that. Sergeant of police shot on duty, right? And you're not hearing anything. And they talk about transparency, They talk about transparency. How transparent are they? When 491 days can elapse since a police sergeant was killed on duty, and you're not, even the family, I understand, are not hearing anything more. We told you about the death of retired Sergeant Bailey, 12/5/12, and we did tell you that this funeral will take place on the funeral service this Saturday coming the 26th, West Coast Borbies. We'll give you further details as we go along. The death of Leroy Charles, yesterday was the funeral service in Brooklyn, and then the body will be flown, I understand, tomorrow to Georgetown, to Guyana, and then the funeral service in Guyana will take place on the 26th, Saturday 26th. There will be a night of reflection on the 24th at the Ex-Police Association building at Cowan Street from 6 p.m. And then Charlie will be laid to rest in Guyana, the Good for Acting Zor, I think Good for Acting Cemetery. Yeah, the funeral service will be at Zor Congregation Church, which is I think Prince William, somewhere in Pleasance there. So that's it. Yesterday, Charlie service was in Brooklyn, and then we told you about Milton Fitzgerald Griffith Bluff, we used to call it. His funeral service is on the 22nd in Brooklyn. The Christian Fellowship 7 Days Adventist Church, Schenectady Avenue, viewing from from 10 to 2. That will be it for Bluff Griffith. And like we tell you about all of these killings that is going on. All of these killings we learned over the weekend about the killings of this young teacher in Linden. We're going to talk about it some more because there's a lot of things to be said about that. A lot of things to be said about that. Sad story, sad. So we're going to come back. I remember we told you too about the killing of the Buxton killing. I think it would be Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. 2 persons killed, several hospitalized. And one of the mysterious things about that, mysterious to me, is that one of the victims who they say was hospitalized was under police guard. And I asked the question, why would you want to guard one of the victims? Is this that you have information that he was a material witness or something like that? Because they named the group, the gang, They said the gang that carried out this murder is associated with some Team Diamond, they say. So they named the gang. The police in the release named the gang. Have they arrested anybody from that gang? I haven't seen any wanted bulletin out and all of that. They're quick to do these things. You don't see it in this case. I wonder why. Now, let me give you this. We're going to come back to that because there are so many other things to talk about, those killings and so on. Well, let me tell you in relation to the Buxton killing, I did say to you that one of the victims was my neighbor, Mark Correa. And, I called the mother on Friday because I had expected that the postmortem examination would have been done on Friday, and therefore they would have been in a position for funeral arrangement. But she told me no, the police told her that the postmortem would not be done on Friday, and they couldn't tell her when, but they did tell her postmortems are usually done Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I suspect either today or sometime. But it is. I don't know the reason why it was not kept on. It was not done on Friday, because I know from experience, once you have a matter like that, the postmortem is barely a formality. He ain't dead from heart attack. He ain't dead from no stroke or anything like that. He dead from gunshot wounds. They're formality. And you try to arrange that as early as possible, because the family wants to bury their dead or to cremate their dead and to bring closure. Because when you have people outside, family members outside who would want to travel, they want to know when the funeral will take place, so they can make the arrangement if they have to get time off from work and all the type of thing to come to be. But I suspect maybe today, I hope that today they are going to do it. Let me go to the more pleasant one, and we're going to come back to that a while, because I'm talking about death too. This morning, I received the sad news that a very good friend of mine, Patrick Johnny, passed away. John Patrick, we used to call him Big Pocket. When I got my first car, my Morris Marina, way back in the 80s and so on, Patrick is a man who used to make sure that it was kept running properly. Patrick, excellent mechanic. He lived in West and then he moved to Diamond. I have not seen him in a long time, but this morning I got the sad news that he passed. I did get a message earlier last week that he was in a critical situation in the hospital. So so Patrick has passed, and I want to take this opportunity to express condolences to his wife, Shakila, his brothers and sisters, and to the relatives and friends of Patrick, and all those who have passed recently. We're going to come back to something more, especially to deal with this Linden murder Saturday night. Now, let me tell you, as I said, of the more the birthday greetings. Let me find the birthday greetings that we have. The birthday greetings are going out to hold a while. I have it listed here. Today is somebody's birthday. Bear with me a while. I don't know, I get the thing mixed up, but I would normally get it arranged in such a way that I can flow from one into the other. I don't want to make wrong announcements and all of that. But we had those stuff. Here it is. Today is the birthday of a former member, Martel Reddock. He was there, used to be an athlete. I think he lives somewhere in Brooklyn now. Martel's birthday is today. And another member, that's a guy that I know very well, Royce Thomas. I think Royce is celebrating. Royce was, I was one of the instructors, I think 11289. I think that might be his number. I didn't think he stayed long in the force, but that is his Leon, the Morris Marina. Patrick is the man who kept my Morris Marina in tip-top shape. By Morris Marina, yeah, fancy Morris Marina. And then we have the advanced birthday greetings are going out to a student, Kim Crookshank. Kim is retired sergeant. I think she was when she retired. She is observing a natal day, I think, soon. She's observing a natal day soon. So happy birthday to those who are celebrating today, who celebrated recently, and who are going to be celebrating in the near future. Let me bring in Mr. Conway, and then we are going to move on. CC, welcome. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, my brother.
Yeah, lovely weekend, good quality time. Although last night it wasn't good news. Well, it's not good news. The news expected with West Indies where they really screw up big time. Anyway, I want to shout out to some people, my newly found friend, 99 years old Laba from Golden Grove. I hope that your children or grandchildren are able to make sure that you got the internet connections so you could listen to the program, and also to shout out to one Kenneth, who I met on Saturday, a retired public servant. He has some very interesting stories he told me about working in the public service. And then my Rastaman friend from outside Demico, and the one who has some red tattoo driving higher cars. Paul Williams, Dr. Paul Williams, I heard you, a friend, my colleague. I remember when I retired from the force, he took over from me in training, did an excellent job, and then when he moved on, he can screw up the whole situation, and it still remains the same way. And I want to shout out to three wonderful women that I met in 1973 when I was a 130 pounds police constable. I met them in Myconi. Their mother was the midwife at the number 10 health center in Myconi branch. Oh, let me call her name is June, is Jean, and Faye. Faye was my, and still is my favorite. They all live in the United States of America, but they holiday in Guyana somewhere in Pleasance. But they're all they're living in the States. They are Guyanese to the bone. They are Guyanese to the bone. And they are all students. They're listening. I show that they're listening. So I want to shout out to them and hope that they continue to enjoy their stay in this beautiful land of ours.
Yes, my brother. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Now let me move straight to be said, with all these killings in recent times in Guyana. We had last week the clothes vendor in Mocha gone down, a Mocha clothes vendor. We had a Linden taxi driver found riddled with bullets. Then don't forget, not so long ago, we had the airport worker who was found dead. So many murders. And then we learned Saturday night that this young lady went to a wedding reception and her estranged boyfriend walked in there and shot her dead. There are a lot of things that came out of that. First of all, let me compliment the police for getting him in a short time. The Linden police, they arrested him. I hope they had moved with similar alacrity to apprehend Kevin Larimer, who had a commitment warrant issued for him. Right? They take a long time, over 2 weeks, nobody going because Kevin Larimer is a PPP operative in Linden. So they did not arrest him. And even when they finally arrested him, the warrant commanded the police to take him to Lusignan prison. Up to now, I understand. 2 weeks now, because he was arrested before the last Monday. I understand 2 weeks now, he has not been handed over to the prison authorities. And I say this to the police. Because they're going to dance, say the man sick, the man in hospital. He should have been taken to the Lusignan prison. I understand that the police were taking him and they got a phone call that they must abort the mission and take him back to the Mackenzie police station where he was kept. Some people say he feigned illness, he got to the hospital, all kind of thing. But at the end of the day, the warrant that was issued by the magistrate sentencing Kevin Larimer to 9 months in prison. The only thing the police had to do is to arrest him and take him to Lusignan. If he's sick, there's a prison problem. That is a prison problem, not the police. But they keep it there now. I guess, so I don't know if they're guarding him. I don't know what is his status. But he is a convict sentenced to 9 months imprisonment and the police. So I say this to say the police can act with alacrity when they want to because they arrested this man. Kudos to them. Arrested him within 24 hours of committing this murder. And let me say this to the police cooperative communication unit. Y'all done's bad, but now everybody know that. Look, they put up the man's photograph. Look, the man was arrested. Name, Shaka Phillips. Date of birth, 27th of February, 2004. The date of, I don't know if it's, can't be date, the DOA, DOA is supposed to be, can be to death on arrival. But I get date of arrest, a date of arrest. I don't know, you just put date of arrest, you put date of offense. Right? The date the offense was committed, but they put date of arrest, so they change up the thing. And the address is Essential Amelia's Ward, Linden. But look at the offense. That is a new one. I have to box up 801. Alleged murder. I don't know there is an offense like alleged murder. I know they have murder. They have attempt murder. But again, they're using this word alleged, and apparently they don't know the meaning of the word. And let me tell you all again, right? Because I made a note. Alleged, when you talk about alleged, is where they say the thing is without proof. Without proof. Something happened without proof, so you say it is alleged to have taken place. is alleged to have committed because you get no proof. But here it is in your own release. You're saying this man gone, he shot this woman more than once, and then he fled. So there is proof that he murdered the woman. There is proof that there's a murder. And you have put offense alleged murder. It can't be alleged murder, man. There's no offense like alleged murder. There is no offense like alleged murder. And they're doing these things. I don't know again if anybody vets these things. And he's supposed to be 21 years old, they say. 21 years old. Maybe he's 21. Wonder is my age. Wonder what is my age if he is 21 years. Something is wrong with the police. We know that by now. And something is wrong with this country, especially when it comes to the safety of women. And this case is an egregious one because why? People have said, all people have been saying, that when the women should walk away from abusive relationships. You get an abusive relationship, walk away. This woman walked away. They said you should get a restraining order. She got a restraining order preventing him from going to her. And yet she ended up dead. Let me understand this thing clearly. This is what makes this thing so alarming. We encourage women who are in abusive relationships to walk away from the relationship. Walk away. Done with it. Beat out. To protect your life, protect your family life. She did that. She walked away. You tell them, look, go and get a restraining order from the court, preventing him from coming within a certain distance of you. She did that. She got a restraining order. She got a restraining order. And what happened? She ended up dead. You know why? Because the system is broken. Don't let me sugarcoat it. The only way this woman could have ended up dead, in regards to what I just outlined, she bossy off. She got a restraining order. She's still there. That didn't save her life because the system is broken. The system is broken. This government is not capable of protecting these women, folks. Let me understand it clearly. Somebody say, oh, you're blaming the government. You have to blame the government. The environment is this lawless environment that we are in. It's a lawless environment. When a woman can break off a relationship, when she can go and get a restraining order, and then she still end up dead. So what are you going to tell the others? What are we going to tell the others who find themselves in abusive relationships? And let me say this before I bring in Mr. Conway. I saw a video yesterday afternoon. The family of the deceased woman, they are alleging that when they went to the police station to make a report about this man, that is before the murder. I listen to this carefully, student. You know what they said the police tell them? They say some police rank said to them, oh, you expect the man to left a big thick woman like that? That is, I saw that, and well, there's so many things going on in the force. I was surprised that such an allegation can be made. And again, it's an allegation. But I would expect that given the nature of this allegation and the fact that this woman ended up dead, they're going to investigate not only the murder, but also the allegation. And whoever is the person to have made such a comment to the people should be dealt with condemningly. That person has no place in the Guyana police force. Well, in a well-regulated force. This one we have here now is not well-regulated. But if you were to have a well-regulated force, such a person should not be in the organization. The woman must walk away from the relationship because of abuse. Went and got a restraining order. At cost, the family at cost to go to the police. And they're alleging that the police tell them, oh, you expect the man who left such a big thick woman or something like that? And that person should remain as a member of the Guyana police force? I hope they investigate that because they're going to tell you, oh, OPR investigating. OPR investigating. So that is a problem you have because even before this man was apprehended yesterday, the family were saying that he riding around the place threatening them. Well, he killed one, and so I don't think, I guess the father, based on what the father said, he might have been lucky when he passed there. The father was not there because the man like he did looking for kill more people. And it brings to the question, the question again is asked about the easy access to firearm guns. Easy access to guns. Buxton, Riddle 40-something bullet fire. We had an incident not so long ago in the street there where Edgel and them live. Some man fire off 19, they said they find 19 casings. Up to now, you hear nothing more about that. Up to now, man, some youth man they claim in a Blackmore City is nothing you hear. And everybody know who the man is. Everybody know who he's related to, but the police didn't know. They had said the issue wanted bulletin for 3 men. You ain't hearing anything more about it. In relation to that shooting in front of Edgel, where they also said the double guard, when it was clear from the evidence that it had nothing to do with the Edgel. It had nothing to do with him. It was a party, some fete nearby, and some youth man bust rungs in the air. The access to guns in the place. And I met the point before I bring in C7 and tell you all this. If you have a situation where all them Tom, Dick, Harry, security guard, everybody, all mushroom security guard, all over the place, they get AR-15, they get all side of fancy guns and all them. What do you expect to happen? It's a lawless society. The only way this young lady could have lost her life in that fashion because we live, and I can't exclude myself, we live in a lawless society. This is just one manifestation of that lawlessness. So you understand it. One manifestation. Let me bring in Mr. Conway, man. CC, what are your views on the killing of this woman, the allegation that the police tell the people that she should take for the man left she and all that? What are your views, my brother?
First thing, I wish to congratulate the police, for acting with alacrity. And I saw a video with them coming through a little crack there. 7 of them in uniform. I was pleased when I see apparently like they had handcuffing him, his hands was behind his back. But then when I look at them keenly, 7 in uniform and nobody with a body camera, nobody with body camera. The president said, the Home Affairs Minister said that they get about 5,000 body cameras and not one of them. Perhaps them body cameras and reach to Linden, just like how Larimer and reach to Lusignan. Not a body camera. And when you look at the restraining order, I can't recall hearing that police arrested anybody for breaching the restraining order. And I know several reports that females made that they obtain restraining order, persons breach the order, report to the police, and police ain't do nothing. Just like how they did the one and start where you expect a man could walk away from a big thick woman like that. Huh? How could he make such a statement? How could he make such a statement? He ain't got no right being in the police force. But this restraining order, police ain't doing anything about restraining order. Report made, and that is it. Check and see when you ever hear that police arrested somebody for breaching the order and take the person before the court. It has not been done. It has not been done. You up on your own. You go and take a restraining order. You up on your own. That is the attitude. It's sad that the woman, 3 children, understand she got, that she has gone to the great beyond. But I'm happy that the police was able to arrest him. I hope they do proper investigation. They don't left no loophole so that he can walk free. But they need to ensure that when anybody breach any restraining order, they should appear in front of the court. Police must make all effort to get the person and place it in front of the court. And then I feel the court must deal sternly with them if they breach any order. But then again, the police themselves breaching order because they get Larry Madeline there when he's supposed to be at Lusignan.
Well, they claim that he was hospitalized. I don't know if he's still hospitalized. But the point is that he should be at Lusignan prison. That is what the commitment warrant said. He should be at Lusignan. People are talking about the police in OCC. I saw a tape this morning, and I can't believe. First of all, let me say that I'm not sure when this incident took place. I'm not clear about when the incident took place. But this is something which I'll show you, and then I'm gonna make the comment on the other end of it. Here we go. It's short, just about a minute and a half. Look at this, folks. Look, and tell me if you believe Oh, well, tell me what your views are. Look.
Back off of it. Hey, Fred, so I'm going now, mate.
Look how you want to kill the man. They broke the bus. Yeah. Look the bike jewels on the ground. I see your face. What do you want to do? That's it, why you want to hey, me on your way. Left me alone.
Where is he for one?
One boy.
Folks, you saw it there for yourselves. You saw that incident. As I indicated, I don't know when it occurred. I don't know what the young man is alleged to have done. But let me say this. Regardless of what he is alleged to have done, police can't justify that action. Cannot justify that action. I try to, at times, to be biased to the police. Yeah, right. Unbelievable. To see that one rank stamping that man about 4 or 5 times in the head with a boots on, stamping him, kicking him in his head. And what gonna happen? Yes, Sean, because it seems as though they arrested him for something, put him in the vehicle. Then handcuff him then. They put him in a police vehicle, no handcuff. And they boast, the president and all them boast, the traffic chief and all them boast about taser. One would have expected that if, well, again, I say I'm not sure when it occurred, but it seems to be a recent incident or an incident since they get taser, since they get body cameras and all of these type of things. But how do you justify that type of behavior? And I am reminded of an era in the country, in the police force, when because of police excesses, many innocent policemen were gunned down in the streets. Because of police excesses, police who are alleged to have murdered people. I remember the Shaka Blair incident, and it is said that that is the incident which sparked all these killings of policemen, where members of the force went into the man's home and shot him dead, right? Shot him dead. And what happened? 20-something policemen, innocent policemen, lost their lives after that. I think one of the most troubling one was the traffic man, young traffic man standing up in Regent Street there. Gunmen passed and shot him dead. And I'm saying this to say that the administration must rein in this type of behavior. Let them know that it would not be tolerated, because then you're going to get people turned against the police. I saw an incident, which I'm going to play it at some other time, where it was in New Amsterdam. A man, a young boy, riding his bicycle, police patrol. Apparently, they got report of some robbery. That road, driving, maybe they suspected he was one of them. Drove the vehicle into him, lick him down, broke his foot. Young man, young boy. And the father made a statement. The father said, had they killed his son, he might have turned into a cop killer. That is a statement made by the father, that had those policemen killed his son, he might have turned into a cop killer. But this type of behavior cannot be tolerated, cannot be condoned. But this PPP administration, they ain't going to say nothing. Even though some of them might feel it is wrong, they want the police to cover for them. They want the police to carry out their unlawful and illegal orders. So they are likely to stay quiet. But I'm saying this, There was that time, I know policemen frightened, were afraid to go to work in uniform, men and women. There was one commander in the East Coast, the man drove a police vehicle, put us at a steel plate and all sort of thing in his side because he was afraid to be in the vehicle. Is that where we want to go? Is that where we want to return to? The police, I'm asking this question to policemen, and I'm saying this, that policemen, when you see your colleagues behave in that manner, you have got to let them go. Because at the end of the day, when people decide to take action, they don't single out the particular police, they single out a uniform. So once they see you wearing a uniform, they paint all of you with that same brush. That is unacceptable behavior. Kicking this man, the man down, bam, bam, bam. And it reminds me of a similar kicking incident in Linden months ago, sometime last year, I think it was. And then they tell you, oh, OPR is going to investigate. We are hearing nothing further about that matter and so many other matters. This police force, many members, too many members have gone rogue. There is rogue behavior you see in there. Too many members have gone rogue, and the administration is somewhat reluctant, not somewhat, they are reluctant to deal with these rogue elements. They are reluctant to deal with the rogue elements. Because why? They want to live good with the police. So that when they themselves commit the criminal acts, police will cover for them. That is what you have going on in this dear land of Guyana. Let me bring in CC to make his comments on that. Yes, CC, let me hear you on this matter, my brother.
Shocking, but true. As you mentioned, we don't know when it took place. But I got some information and I could call him. Somebody, I don't know what truth is. They said a big fat one, they name is named Fredericks. And they say he went to Babuja and they with the dress up with the party colors and all kind of thing there. But it's shocking. And it come back to lack of training and lack of assertive action against the fault in ranks. They ain't training them for anger management. They ain't training them for conflict resolution. They ain't training them for effectively deal with people, effective investigation, self-esteem. And this one we're going to talk about it later on. Then training them in terms of emotional intelligence, lack of proper training, brute force, and ignorance. A lot of people watch how he's stamping the man. Look how he's stamping it and nothing will happen with it. Now is rogue police or bad apples. And then it's not only bad apples, it's the barrel causing the apples to spoil. Because the barrel, you got to change some of them staves, some of them hooples, the quality of the barrel you got to change. Because it's the barrel causing the apples to spoil. It's high time that they start take a sort of action. They can't be beating up police. And I recall because I was a commander for a period of time when you had the troubles in Boxon there. We used to call Boxon the Gaza Strip. I think Deputy Commissioner Wills, they give the place name, the Gaza Strip. Paul, you went in there enough time to give assistance to us. I can remember plenty of times you went there, and I think on a couple of occasions the squatter was there. And I always remember the squatter when they had an incident at Boxon there, and they said some guy fire weapon on the police, and the police shot him. I can't remember he died and he said he threw the gun in the trench, and the squatter torn up from Ivlery, plunged in the trench and came up with a weapon. I always remember that. I always to tease him that he has magnetic hands, that when he jump in any trench and he come out with a weapon. So they got to clamp down on these police beatings, because it's going to turn out that people would just see police and just because you're police, you die. You die. We had 26 people during McDonald Thomas commissioner. 26 people. And I always say McDonald was the deadliest commissioner. 26 people died during McDonald Thomas commissioner. And if you disbelieve me, go and check the heroes, the plaque that they get on there at Ivlery where the police officer mess. Their names are listed there. and we hoping that things doesn't come back like that, because when police start continue to behave in the manner they behave, persons is going to turn. We don't want another Gaza Strip.
Now, thanks for that. Somebody commented, we try to be balanced. Somebody commented that might have been an old incident, because they're saying the man who was there with Three Stripe might have been promoted since. That makes it even worse as far as I'm concerned, because you have an incident there, may have taken place some time ago, and the police have not sought to say what action was taken against that errant rank. Makes it worse. If it's an old incident, makes it even worse. Old meaning a few months ago, it makes it worse, because by now, or I expect, therefore, they must come with a release. They like to run with release and tell us that incident that Slow and Conway played on the 21st of July is an incident that took place on X date, and this action was taken against the ranks. We wait for that. And at the same time, tell us what action was taken with the people at Linden who were also seen kicking the man. Tell us. They just sit back, They just sit back. Now, talking about sitting back, on the last program on Friday, let me say we make a mistake. We just make a mistake to be talking about the Dagi matter. Because we said that incident that we saw, let me show you all the incident, man. Let me show you all. The picture, they said picture word is worth 1,000 words. Let me pull it up and show what exactly I am talking about. Look, this is it. No, look, this is it.
Are you playing with
All right. So the clarification is that incident, we understand, took place on the 15th of July. We had said the 14th, but if you recall, 14 last Monday was nominations day. And it's the following day, the 15th, that incident took place at the Square of the Revolution. Right? But the point that we were making is still valid, in that according to the police, the report was made on the afternoon of the 16th of July. But the wanted bulletin for Dagi was issued on the evening of the very 15th. So therefore, you had a situation where the incident took place sometime during the 15th, wanted bulletin issued for Dagi the same 15th, and then they get a report of the incident on the 16th. So the question is, on what basis did they issue that wanted bulletin? Let me walk it back. Incident took place on the 15th, the day after nomination day. Because the reason for the incident is still unclear, right? Some say that the people went there to collect $50,000 that they were paid to march with Team Win. Some people said that they had to do some cleanup and they were promised money to do the cleanup. They went there for the cleanup money. Some altercation between Dagi and this woman, and therefore that what we saw there took place on the 15th. Police issued a wanted bulletin. I checked back all of these things. I verified. On the very 15th. And then the police issued a release. Police issued a release to say that the lady made the report to the East Independence Police Station about 4 o'clock on the 16th, the day after the incident, the day after the wanted bulletin was issued. So on what basis did they issue the wanted bulletin? All politics. All politics. And I made the point, and I'm repeating it again, Dagi is known to all them. Dagi does both get connection with all them, from the commissioner and all them senior people. So if you wanted him to question him in relation to this matter, I sure they get the number. He has their numbers too. Why they couldn't call him? Why didn't go to make arrest him and so on? Right? Why? What wanted bulletin? the abuse of the wanted bulletin. People who don't know, people that can locate, wanted bulletin issued for those persons. That is what is going on. And then I got a sweet one to tell you all too before I bring in CC. Because following this incident, y'all remember the charge that I give you the whole set of charges, man. The charge, the charge that I give for the indecent language, assault, threatening behavior, threatening language, possession of firearm, all sort of things, the charge that I give for. And they, in the same release in the newspaper, saying that the virtual complainant issued as, well, I don't know, that is a thing the lawyer might have said so. She said she does not wish to proceed with the matter. But then the prosecutor say, notwithstanding that, in the public interest, they're going to proceed. So who going to give this evidence? Public interest can give the evidence, Mr. Prosecutor? Who is going to give the evidence? Because if the woman is alleged to have been assaulted, to have been threatened, abused, and all of that, and she decides that she's not giving evidence in the matter, what can you do? Nothing. Y'all only wasting the court's time because of politics. And that is the problem we have with the Guyana police force. Too much politics. Because on the time you get a statement from the woman, first of all, you can't issue wanted bulletin when no report is made. In this case, no report made at the police station. No report made. You yourself said the report was made on the 16th, about 4 o'clock. You yourself said so. And then you come with us other craziness, but perverting the course of justice and that sort of thing. Since when trying to settle matters perverting the course of justice? If there's a case, maybe you got to lock up some of them magistrates and all them people, because they would normally encourage the people to settle the matter. They will encourage people to settle the matter. I told you about the case with Sharon X, PS, Marine Affairs. Sting, a trap set, sting operation, catch it $200,000 in mark money. She wanted to extort a man to get some, who did some contract for him to get the money, mark money. The man went into the witness box in the court and said he doesn't wish to give any further evidence, and the matter was dismissed. I still hold the view that he was compellable and should have been compelled to give the evidence. I still hold the view. So they come with all sort of craziness they're telling people. And here, let me show you all this now. So after that incident, you know, they went to Mohammed Now's the night. I remind people about these things, you know. And again, I say, I will not brief for Mohammed, I will not brief for Dagi and all of them, right? They went to Mohammed House, the presidential candidate, Azudin Mohammed House, at night, 11:30 at night. They said, I want to talk to you. They said, I want to talk to you. Violated the man's privacy because they drove into his yard. They want to talk to him. All right, then they drive away without talking to you. The next morning, he turned himself in. It is alleged they have him sitting there 3 to 4 hours before eventually they're trying to get the same woman who says she doesn't want to proceed with the matter any further. They're trying to get she, they can't get she. Then they put him on his own recognizance. So this matter was of such grave importance that they go to his house unlawfully 11:30 at night. But the next day, it watered down to the point where he said, go on, we can call you when we're ready to call you. That is what we have. And having been all of that done now, I know if you ask this one, let me try to think, because there's a video circulating. Let me try to get the right video here. There's a video circulating because it is alleged that following this incident with Dagi and the statement made by Azudin Mohammed that Dagi is not a member of the party, he's just a follower, something somewhat to the effect, right? Dagi came out and Dagi cussed out the night. I'm done, you know Yankee twang, I'm done, and all of everything. Now, following that, this tape that I'm about to play to you was on social media. Here we go.
And get permission.
First of all, before I do that, I need to, what I say, parental discretion. The tape has a lot of expletives, and therefore, by brothers and sisters who can't take them type of fancy language and so on, you might want to turn off your audio. If you have children in the area, you might want to do likewise so they can't hear all the expletive. The voices that you will hear are alleged to be that of Amir Ahmad, The same man who gave Ikin $8.5 million for Brutus wedding. And Doggy, Ahmad is the man said doing most, is the person, is alleged to be doing most of the talking. Here we go.
And get permission from the top dog for say, hey, all right, you're gonna go to the station tomorrow. You understand my point?
Yeah.
They're gonna take out your photo and thing. If I gotta come to the you know me. If
Yeah,
if I gotta come to the fucking front line,
Yeah.
I can come. You don't stress about it. Right?
Makes sense. Makes
You
sense.
you do the fucking video and I will make sure that I am in the front line tomorrow for you. Right?
All right.
I can show you what true leadership is.
All
Not
right.
a fucking jackass. Cause when he in the mansion and you in fucking Camp Street, who can bring food for you? Alright, well, people can bring food for you, but you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, definitely.
You're making your little bread right now, make your little bread and move on. I know what I tell you. The man tell me two things, and he didn't elaborate. He said, tell Daggy long term or short term. You
Yeah.
understand my point?
Yeah.
And I know what you mean. When time is right, you understand my
Yeah,
point?
yeah,
Just
yeah.
don't mention PPP name because remember you fight to the lady today. You understand
Yeah,
my
yeah,
point?
yeah.
But you gotta fuck Muhammad name. You gotta call his name. The man don't got nowhere to go and y'all ain't listening to me. Good. I'm waiting on the video
Right.
before I send the man.
Good.
All right. I tell you all in this city season, all sort of thing that happened. What we are there is a tape. The voice with the expletives and so on is alleged to be that of Amir Ahmad. Alleged to be that of Amir Ahmad. And the man at the other end just acknowledging is said to be Daggy. And it would appear that they were trying to get the Daggy for going to say things about Azruddin Mohammed. That is what it would appear. And, well, to be fair, after that tapes went viral, Amir Ahmad came out with some webcasts or podcasts saying basically that it's AI, not E, and they're trying for thingy, and that it's AI and all this everything. And Daggy came out afterwards, I think I understand that too, to say that, look, he's still with the team win. That is what is going on. The Lord will confuse them. Will confuse them. All of them confused. So the thing, I don't know who recorded it. I don't know how it was recorded, but it hit the social media, and that is what we have. Let me bring in CC, man. Let me bring in CC. That's when crooks fall out. CC, you are that expletive laden tape and the other thing. Your views, my brother.
Yeah, I listened to it, you know. Allegedly, the man that gave Hicken 8.5 million for a wedding. And I heard that the kind of directions allegedly being given to Doggy. And as you rightly mentioned, is a silly season, a dangerous season. They do all kind of thing. And I hold no brief for Mohammed, but Mohammed was the target, you know, and they would use all kind of persons to target Mohammed. And all kind of characters going to turn up. And there's much more to come. This is just the beginning. And as it get closer to election and talking from experience, much more is going to come. This is just round one. There are several other rounds to go.
Several other wrongs to go. Several other wrongs. And let me tell you, somebody asked me the question. The boss said the voice that is alleged to be Amir Ahmad talk about the top dog. Who is the top dog? People asking me who's the top dog. Well, I know who's the top dog. I have my suspicion. But who is the top dog? I have my suspicion is that my dog, right? I have my suspicion is Tati Merle at the Oval. Tati Merle. You know the tune? Juke? Woman Bacchanal? I have my suspicion is Woman Bacchanal. There was a big bacchanal just the other day with the name and she Makume. So that is my suspicion. Tati Merle at the Oval. Big top dog. Top dog. That is not dog. Top dog. That is what we're hearing. That is what we're hearing. Now let me move on. Yesterday, there was this UpNew, Partnership for Unity, at the rally at Melanie. And a former colleague of ours, Paul Williams, Dr. Paul Williams, retired Deputy Commissioner of Police, made his debut in the political realm, or as a certain commentator would have said, when Shivnarine Chandapal made his debut at Border, here comes Shivnarine Chandapal to make his first debut. So people have to ask you, well, when he going to make his second and his third debut? Like he didn't know that debut mean first. So we had Dr. Paul Williams, retired Deputy Commissioner of Police, making his debut. Not his first debut, his debut yesterday. And I was at a function and people called me, said, listen to Paul, man, the man tearing tail and the man tearing. I didn't get to listen to the entire thing, but I understand that he came off very well. He told of the corruption. He told of the PPP sidelining him, and I can attest to that. Because when the president and I spoke on the 16th of September 2020, 16th of September 2020, he mentioned Paul Williams' name as one of the people he claimed, because, and let me tell you the context in which it was mentioned. Because when he wanted Brutus and others to get promoted, and I told him that those people have pending disciplinary matters and they cannot be considered at this time for promotion, he tell me that they get matter against Paul Williams too. And I said, if that is the case, then all of the matters should be investigated. Right? All of the matters. Because at the time, Paul Williams was the deputy commissioner, and the police service commissioner I chaired had no jurisdiction over Paul Williams. He told me that. And what I went and I discovered that the allegation that was being made against, the false allegation, right, by Ikin and others, is that while Williams was at the police training college, he had some outsiders to do some training of the recruits, train recruits and other people. And they're claiming that they put in a count and the training was never done. An investigation was conducted, and the investigation proved that the training was in fact done, and that the account was due for payment. The people who attended the training gave statement. The people who conducted the training gave statement. I saw those statements, and that matter was done. But they had it in based on the lies that Akin and them told Jagdio and Irfan Ali about Paul Williams. They had it in for him. So Williams said it's correct. When they came into office in August, one of the first things they did is to send Williams an accumulated leave. He had 200 and something days leave. They said, go and leave. They sent him off and leave. And then when the leave finished and he resumed, they said, go to COVID unit. They sent him at the COVID unit. And even when he was there in the force, even though he's at the COVID unit, he's still on the dominant role as the most senior man in the force. Right? They overlooked him and appointed Akin, who was junior to him, as acting commissioner of police. And I said, Williams is a decent guy. I said, I would have challenged it because the public service rules are clear. When it comes to acting appointment, the senior person should act. Unless you could bring real reason, streaming and all of those things. They never did that. And Williams decent, he accepted that. Put Akin for act. And the point is, for you who are listening, if it is that they wanted to promote Akin above Williams, there was nothing preventing them from doing so. Nothing. Preventing a promotion. But when it comes to acting appointment generally goes to the most senior person. I remember an incident back in the day, Rocco Robinson, senior superintendent, Ilton Cummins, senior superintendent. They put Ilton to act as commander B division, as it then was. And then give acting appointment. Rocco said, no, it don't work, sir. I am the senior, I'm senior to him. I have to get the acting appointment. And then like Rocco was the commissioner, tell Rocco said, well, you know, Rocco, he done as what we used to call ACB, Assistant Commissioner B Division. Rocco said, well, who put it there? Rocco said, who put it there? Rocco, you know what was the compromise? Rocco said, all right, let you stay there. But I got to get the acting allowance. And that's what happened. Because I am the senior man, I have to get the acting allowance. Rocco Robinson. So they did that to Paul Williams. The send him off, sideline him. Well, what I'm happy about that the man qualified himself. The man qualified himself. Man taught a doctor. One of them get a MBA. He said he get MBA. Mr. Brutus accomplice. That is what the MBA stands for. In this case, they get some of them get doctorate from Ifat University and all of those places. All over. So I am glad to see Paul Williams speaking out. You got to let people know what transpired. You got to let people know the truth. You got to let people know the truth because they come, they're going to gaslight, they're going to lie, they're going to say all manner of things. All manner of things. And Williams, again, I say, that is because of the lies told by them to Williams. And, they didn't even investigate to find out if there was any truth. There was an investigation. The investigation cleared him. God, the people say it was just maliciousness on the part of those who were making the allegation. The training was, in fact, done. Right? The training was done. And they move you away. They send he said, go up and leave 291 days or something like that. They send you off. And when the leave done, then he come back, they say, go and look after COVID unit or something like that. Right? So that is what they happen. So congratulations to Mr. Williams on making your political debut. You came out, and I understand I did not get to listen to the your rousing, somebody say your rousing address. I will find the time sometime today or sometime very soon to listen to what you said. We need people to come out and to speak out. We need, because this administration wants people who to cozy up to them, who are corrupt, who are dishonest, and there are many, many in the government, in the police force, and elsewhere. Many dishonest, corrupt people, and they are the ones who are rewarded. You're dishonest, you're corrupt, you're incompetent, you are rewarded. Look at the case of the man in Region 1. Incompetent. Man lock up a lawyer for advising our client to remain silent. I talk about Ramana in charge of Region 1. He locks you up, arrest her for that. What happened? The man got promoted. The man is promoted. The man applied, in my case, the man applied for a summons for me to attend court on the 15th of October 2021. I turned up to the court to answer the summons, code 3. The man is there with other policemen from Soku to arrest me for the same matter. I made a complaint to the Police Complaints Authority. I made a criminal complaint to the police at Brickdam. What has happened? The man got promoted at the time from ASP to superintendent. And then we arrest the liar. He got promoted from superintendent to senior superintendent. It's corruption and incompetence. That is what it is. I got to call it for what it is. And I will continue to do so, notwithstanding all the threats that they have been sending my way. I will continue to do so. Now, they got the next matter. We got several other matters, but this one, there's a matter with a, let me address this one first. This one is another. We're talking about lawlessness. You have the situation we said at Linden, where that woman was killed, the teacher, over the weekend, Saturday night. That is lawlessness. The woman separated. The woman got the restraining order, but because of the lawlessness, she still ended up losing her life. Now, I saw one last night. Folks, share the life, man. Share the life. We need more people to listen to this lawlessness that's going on in this place. We need more people to listen to hear the lawlessness. And I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to read what it said. This is some Radio Ivleri. Radio Ivleri is some radio station the police has that broadcasting. The same radio station that James Bond, 009, licensed to Lake Batty, went there and political campaign on the police radio station. Share the live. Radio Ivleri yesterday, I think it was, or something. Hey, what I get? Seminar on emotional intelligence and personal development for police of officers held. That's the headline. And hey, what it goes on to say. On Saturday, July 19, 2025, that's Saturday gone, Mr. Patrick Finlay, chairman of the Police Service Commission, and Mr. Jai Singh conducted a seminar for police officers of Regional Division 9 and the Regional Democratic Council. Let me read that back. Radio Ivleri, on a social media post is saying that on Saturday, the 19th of July, that is Saturday gone, 2025, Mr. Patrick Finlay, chairman of the Police Service Commission, and Mr. Jai Singh conducted a seminar for police officers of Regional Division 9 at the Regional Democratic Council boardroom. Folks, lawlessness is there. Is Patrick Finlay still the chairman of the Police Service Commission? Let me tell you all. Let me read the Constitution first. A small part of the Constitution. That's a two-line. No, I'll get the wrong. Hold on. That's a two-line part of the Constitution. Let me read it. I know CC's the man that's read the Constitution, but I'm going to preempt it today. Article 210.2. Article 210.2 of the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. What it says, subject to the provisions of the next following paragraph, the office of the appointed member of the Police Service Commission, appointed members of the Police Service Commission shall become vacant at the expiration of 3 years from the date of his or her appointment, or such earlier time as may be specified in the instrument by which he or she is appointed. The Constitution, Article 210.2 says that the life of the Police Service Commission is 3 years. There's a provision for it to expire earlier. I won't go into all them details, but there's no provision for the life of the Police Service Commission to extend beyond 3 years. Once that 3 years finish, you got to go through the process again as spelled out in the Constitution. Nomination from the bodies, including the Police Association, Parliament, Select Committee, and all that you got to go through. And let me tell you all this. Let me for wind it up. This is an article of the 31st day of May, 2022. Some of them can't come. So 31st day of May, 2022, 31st day of May, 2023 gonna be 1 year, 24 gonna be 2 years, 25 gonna be 3 years. So this Police Service Commission life ended on the 30th of May, 2022. Yet still on the 19th of July, 2025, the police, Radio Eve reporting that Farley is still the chairman of the Police Service Commission. And what the article says, back in 2022, 31st day of May, 3 persons recently nominated by the Parliamentary Committee of Appointments to sit on the new Police Service Commission were sworn in on Tuesday, that's Tuesday the 31st day of May 2022, by President Ali at Shanapal Drive, Georgetown. This means that the commission, which expired in August 2021, is now reconstituted and can restart its work. The 4 new members of the Police Service Commission are Bishop Patrick Finlay, Attorney Lloyd Mark Conway, businessman Akeem Mohammed, and Ernesto Chuafat. They said Bishop Farley took the oath as chairman of the commission. Let me read this next paragraph. Bishop Farley took the oath as chairman of the Police Service Commission. Mohammed was unavoidably absent from the event on Tuesday and will take the oath of office at a later date. So, according to the Constitution, there is no Police Service Commission. But according to the Police Eve Leary, Patrick Finlay is still the chairman, so he went and he held some seminar on emotional, all sort of thing there. Thing. How can these people sleep, man? He is supposed to be a bishop, they said. Bishop Finlay. What kind of bishop? Chessboard bishop? Because I can't understand or can't imagine a religious bishop is going to be involved in such unconstitutional and illegal action. And they say that the man got police car assigned to him, drive on all that, while he was the chairman, and according to them, he's still the chairman. What really going on? And again, they want to divorce the killing of the young lady at Linden from the general lawlessness in the society. I hope they will come with some statement to clarify. I don't know, because we know that extended. The president had announced on the 26th of May, president announced that you're going to get elections on the 4th of September. And strangely, they did not dissolve parliament. To appoint the Police Service Commission, including the chairman, requires a parliamentary process. Is it that sometime during the dead of the night, they went and they carried out this parliamentary process? I hope that the opposition member of the parliament will take this up and clarify. I know Annette Ferguson and others would normally listen to this program, and therefore, is it that when the life of the Police Service Commission expired on the 30th of May 2025, some underhand action took place to appoint Farley? And what about the others? What about the replacement of Mark Conway, who died in December last year? What is the position? The police are telling us that the Police Service Commission is still functioning. Because if the chairman is functioning, then it means the Police Service Commission is functioning. You can't divorce the chairman from the remainder of the Police Service Commission. So what really is going on in this place? Yeah, that's how I say religious gangster, right? Religious gangster. And he's not alone. They're calling themselves bishop. They're calling themselves bishop. And they're more wicked, lying, deceitful than you and I, the ordinary common man. Let me bring in Mr. Conway for him to say, I know you're going to want to say a lot about this. Come, Cece, tell us something. I sent the article, you would have read it. Tell me something, man.
Yeah, I read it, but before that, just a bit about Paul Williams, And I know him well. I mentioned earlier when I demitted office as a force training officer, he took over from me. And then, in order to sideline him, they sent him to COVID-19, political interference with the police force. And only COVID-19 had a deputy commissioner in Paul Williams, an assistant commissioner, Andrews Jr., a senior superintendent in Azure, a superintendent in Stanton, and several other ranks. All were political interference, political appointment. And when COVID finished, they must stop there. They sent all of them to Civil Defense Commission. Some are still there. Paul retired. And I remember talking to Paul, he said, boy, you had COVID-19, you don't get one shit for do. Develop yourself. Study. And he studied and he got his PhD. And recently he went to the law school. I think it was in the Bahamas. And I think he waiting to get for his final result. But coming back to Finley, Bishop Finley, I don't know how come they could say that they could call him the chairman of the Police Service Commission. The Service Commission dead. Or maybe because the bishop they get a resurrection. They get a resurrection, they resurrect he. And then resurrect the thing. Because here, up to about 3 weeks ago, they sent for a man to go to the report to the Police Service Commission. To matter on investigation. And when he went here, I think they told him, hey, we're going to send for you later on. So apparently, work is still being done at the Police Service Commission, it's still functioning. That is still functioning. They must resurrect me, namesake Conway too. That the dead has arisen. And this is the government. They're not strategic. They knew 3 years before that the commission life would have finished at the end of May. And they had enough time to go through the normal process to accept nominations from the bodies that appear to represent the majority of the police and send it to the select committee in Parliament. And that committee in Parliament will reach Parliament now, reach and submit the names to the commission, to the president. Total breach of the commissioner. How Finley could be now and talking about emotional intelligence? Well, I've been saying all along line that emotional intelligence must be part of the police training, anger management, self-esteem, and them kind of thing. But no way Finley is the chairman of the Police Service Commission. The term of office and the term of office finish. It end May month end. And right now they get Parliament, so nobody from Parliament could put up recommendation to the president there. It's all wrong, and maybe if I was in a rum shop, I'd have put something in front of wrong.
Yeah. You got it. I might have done the same. Decorate the word wrong with some F's and some S and all them type of thing. Or as the Americans say, some F's and some C's. Well, we don't say C's, we just say S, F and S. It's a lot of craziness going on. And again, I am making this point because I don't see a separation between that type of lawlessness and the other type of lawlessness which led to the death of this young lady at Linden Saturday night. The death of what led to the killing at Buxton recently, and the other deaths that we have had. It's an environment of lawlessness. So when you have executive lawlessness, when you have all lawlessness at that high level, it trickles down. Monkey see, monkey do. That is my contention. Monkey see, monkey do. So, and let me say this before to enlighten the students, According to the research, Finlay and the others were appointed on the 31st day of May 2022. 3 years. 3 years, automatic. So it's not a case where the president or parliament have to send them a letter and say that, well, the life comes to an end. It's automatic. If they were sworn in on the 31st day of May 2022, automatic, or automatically on the 30th day of May 2025, the life done. Because the instrument that they would have been given would have indicated that. The instrument. So I don't know what the lawlessness. And let me show you some more lawlessness. Folks, you share the life. We tell you political season, is all sort of craziness going on. And the unfortunate thing is that one, if you're a PPP, a pervert, a pimp, and a pedophile, you see, and you're corrupt, you can do whatever you want to do. The laws don't apply to you. Let me understand it. To you as an individual or as a party. In this crazy season, people putting up all sort of flags and all this sort of thing, painting up all sort of color and so on. But I saw a video this morning and a screen grab. I think, look at this. This is the PPP color on a public lamppost. But even if I was a public, maybe semi-public GPL lamppost, right through. There's only one I grab. A vehicle was taking it out. Now, how can that be? I saw somewhere too a bus shed painted in the PPP party color. And let me tell you further, when the campaign is over, they're taking it down. They're not taking that down. But how can that be if you're operating in a decent society, a society governed by the rule of law? How can you paint a public utility pole, in your party color? I mean, yeah, you put up a flag, you put up something like that, but how can you paint your party color on a public utility pole and on bus shed, public bus shed? And if they only see blue and white and black or green, and well, let me put it this way, let me be raw. If they only see wind colors or APNU colored, any one of them public utility pole, they might even charge them for defacing public property and all of that. That is what is going to happen. They're going to charge them for defacing public property. But that is a society that we live in. And it's for you to determine if you want to continue to live in a society like that, where women are slaughtered, even though they end the relationship, even though they went and they got restraining order, they are slaughtered. Slaughtered. And then they're going to say nothing. They're going to go to offer condolences. That is what they're good at. They will go, they're going to offer condolences, and then back to square one. Back to square one. Video, and then going to go and say, thing, and then they're going to offer money to bury the dead. We're going to offer money to bury the dead. We're going to give a little money to keep a little wake and so on. That is the value of life in Ghana. That is the value. But I'm saying that this is wrong. Is wrong. I don't mind no political party putting up what they have to put up. But this is a public utility pole. And no political party, whether you're PPP, whether you're WIN, whether you're whatever you're AP and you should not be allowed to put up your German color, somebody tell me German color, on a public utility pole. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. But what Era Jacka says, AP and you paint all the public building party. Lie. It was the AP and you, what, and you just know these false thing. I'm glad you're listening. But let me tell you, you ain't come for learn. You ain't come for learn. So we can done with you. Go to the next class. Bye-bye. Bye, Felicia. Bye. Because even though, go and see the color, they change the color and so on. They change it, which a lot of people, including me, didn't agree with, but it was not the distinct party color. It was a kind of a different lightish green and a kind of a creamish color or something like that. So this troll what a Senny done. No. This is the wrong place for you. This is the place for learning, sir, or whoever you are, sir, madam, it, whatever. Don't come here and spew lies. Create your own page and do that. Create your own page and do that. Now, let me tell you about this silly season too. Let me tell you all about this one. This is a few days ago. Friday, I saw this. You know, I'll tell you all, James Bond, 00 not license to lick Batty. Let me tell you the original James Bond, Ian Fleming's James Bond, the fictitious, the best agent in the world, James Bond. His number is 007, and in the fictitious thing, 007 is licensed to kill on Her Majesty's Secret Service, licensed to kill. There are several persons who play the role, Sean Connery, Pierce Brosnan, several persons. But we have a James Bond, and I said, and E number is 00 not licensed to lick Batty. You know, Crow sing a song, Lick Bottom African. Listen to the song, Crow from Trinidad, Lick Bottom African. This Lick Bottom African, or Lick Batty, 00 not licensed to lick Batty. Hear what this man said. Them people is like a shame, you know, the likes of James Bond and them. And let me say this. James Bond, jump the all the thing. That is his constitutional right. But as I told you all, you can't come and try to spew lies and so on. James Bond wrote the other day on social media, bro, I still can't believe UG is free. Like seriously, the University of Ghana is free? Talking to my little brother last night, and I'm like, damn, what a time to be alive. James Bond celebrating the announcement of party PPP that university education is free. When I started to attend university in the early 90s, before PPP came back to office, it was free. Borna made university or education from kindergarten to university to free education. Free when I started university. And then when the PPP came into power in 1992, shortly thereafter, they introduced what they call cost recovery. In other words, you have to pay. So I think in the last year, the last 2 semesters, or the last 3, I had to pay for my education. I had to pay only for the last 3 semesters or something like that. And I pay. Not for them, they're wrong the place. They get the thing and they pay. I paid every single cent for the cost recovery. But for James Bond to come on social media to give people, maybe he done to the point. You know, this thing is very, not only intoxicating, but the thing, the sketch on, it's hereditary. Well, not only hereditary. Something wrong with these people. As soon as they wear this red and they drink this Kool-Aid and they drink the pipe, they tend to get more stupid. I said more stupid because it seemed that they were always stupid. Because for James Bond to come and announce, hey, what you read, hey, what you say, you know, bro, I still can't believe UG is free. Like, seriously, the University of Ghana is free? Talking to my little brother last night, and I'm like, damn, what a time to be alive. You must try out a time to be dead too. You must try out a time to be dead. I attended university in the early 90s when it was free, and it's the PPP government under Chedi Jagan decide that you got to pay for university. And you used to call it cost recovery. We used to go and sign up. I used to go and you pay me the thing. That is what, and James Bond trying to give the impression to, well, maybe the bro that he talking about, he talking to little brother, got to be another like Batty like he not to understand. Because even if you lived during that period, even if you did not live during the period, most people, sensible people know that there was a time in that era prior to 1992 when university education was free. People know that. For James Bond, like Rip Van Winkle, he now wake up and realize that the university education will be free. It's where these people come from, man. That is why I'm telling you, come to speaking out. Come to speaking out. And we will give you the credible, valuable information. Because if you look at James Bond, the fact that he's a liar, the fact that the character demand he get white mouth, or we just call him Kira, you might want to believe that, oh yes, this man is speaking the truth, because you tend to believe people of his ilk are a little credible. But the records will show otherwise. The records will reflect otherwise. And as I've said before bringing CC, that is what happens to you when you are licked Batty. That's why here, I never licked Batty, so I won't know. But I understand that is one of the effects of licking Batty. Your nose, they're so far up, right, that you can't see. Maybe you can smell, right? But that is what. Let me bring in CC, man. But you know, before, it is shameful. These people have no shame. CC, these people have no shame for come and tell us as if now is the first time in this country that university education will be free. What are your take on that, my brother?
Even before that, I just want to support you, in terms of the appointment of the members of the Police Service Commission and the instrument. I have my instrument here. And it's part of is in Article 210(1)(c) of the Constitutional Cooperative Republic of Wales issue. I was appointed. And here was the last sentence saying, and that he shall hold such office as a member for a period of 3 years, commencing from the date of his instrument. I repeat, and he shall hold such office as a member for a period of 3 years, commencing from the date of this instrument. So when you swear, they give you the instrument, and you gotta wait for people to tell you. They don't even write in to tell you it's a 3 years. You don't tell nothing that the extension and all kind of thing. They're long there for 3 years, And in terms of the university, my son graduated from the University of Guyana. My daughter graduated from the University of Guyana. And I had to pay for them. I had to pay for them. I don't cash. Me and my wife, I don't cash. We pay for the university tuition. Some, what nonsense, James, one thing in there. I don't know what nonsense he depon. And in terms of painting building, somebody just sent me this thing here. Let me just get it and read it. Here what the person said, and this is from Bobishan. I saw 4 bus sheds along the number 19th Street full road. I saw 4 bus sheds along the number 19th Street fully painted with PPP colors. Also a very large billboard by the Bobby's Bridge Road with PPP stuff. So they're saturating all them government place, all them big thing with the colors. Nothing wrong, they're putting up the flag, but they're painting the building, they're painting the bus sheds, and they're painting everything on it, Nonsense. It should not be allowed to happen. Should not happen.
Let me say this, come September 2, or whenever the result is announced and you hear them is in opposition, the new government should insist that they go there, or you charge all of them, when I say charge, not criminal charge them the cost of removing all them color from the post and the buildings and all this everything. And a student here, I don't have his permission to put up your name and all that, but yeah, you should remind your listeners that from 1975, all public servants who were admitted to UG not only paid no fees, we received our full salaries regardless of the position you held. Yeah, when I go into I joined, I started using the 90s. You get time off to go and study. You get your salary was unaffected. And that is what it was. So thanks, Donald. Donald said, I got to remind y'all that from 1975, all public servants who were admitted to the University of Guyana not only paid no fees, but they received their full salaries regardless of the position they held. So maybe James Welling can hear about this for the first time. When he take his nose out of that body, you're going to hear about it, or you're going to stop smelling it. I got to be raw sometimes. You have to forgive me, because that is the language that they, because I know they're listening. This is not intended for you, but it's intended for them who listening, and they're going to say, no, they want trolls and so on. So let me understand. Now, I get the next one here. Time running up, time catching up with us. You know the usual thing. We're talking about, but let me show you how Finley. This is on the 31st. I know I like my evidence, you know. I'm police, rail police. And this picture on the one on the left is Finley, Chuafat, and Conway being sworn in on May the 31st, 2022. They've been sworn in. This is Patrick Finley signing. You see, Bishop Finley took the oath of officer's chamber of the police office commission. So the evidence is there. It's not slow and Conway making this up. We're not making up. So there's no police office commission. Well, constitutionally. Because how they operate in the Constitution doesn't matter. How they just operate, Constitution is just a piece of paper for them to be ignored. Justice Gino Prasad ruled that the president violated the Constitution when on the 16th day of June 2021, he suspended the Police Office Commission without going through the provisions provided in the Constitution. The judge says so the ruling is there. The ruling is there, and you know, just tell you when you want these rulings and so on. Talk to me, I have all on record. I have all these things on record. Talk to me, and I'll give it to you. Now, there's a nice people making over the fact. Today is what? Today is the 24th. So yesterday, Starbrook News carries an article. Bel Air fatal accident. Or let me read it over. Bel Air, the driver in fatal Bel Air Village hit and run accident granted bail. And then goes on to say the driving in a hit and run accident would result in the death of 16-year-old Kimberly Jones of Bel Air Village, West Coast, Barbados, was granted $100,000 bail when he made his second appearance on Friday at the Weldad Magistrate Court. The man's name is Paul Mahabal, a 33-year-old businessman of Montrose, East Coast, Demerara, was previously denied bail on charges of failing to render assistance, failing to stop after an accident, and failing to report the accident, which occurred on July 8th. The police are yet to charge Mahabal with causing death by dangerous driving. Now, let me tell you this. This is the picture. This is the man. This is a young, beautiful 16-year-old girl that is struck and killed from on the West Coast Barbados. And the police, as we were saying, the police charge him with failing to stop because when he struck her down, he continued driving. He did not stop. He continued driving and he was apprehended somewhere, some couple of villages down the road. Right? So I don't know from a legal point, from a police point, whether you could get him for failing to report an accident. Or maybe the what you name? What is Scully? Lucifer can go and read. Because I think, if I remember correctly, you have 24 hours to report an accident. And the release that they gave said that this man did not stop, but he was apprehended within 24 hours. So I don't know how they're going to convict him for failing to report the accident when he was apprehended within 24 hours. See, these are the points that these police don't teach them. But yes, failing to stop, failing to render assistance. So he was remanded on the first occasion, and then when he made his second appearance, he was sent away on $100,000 bail, and I raise it because a lot of people making all sorts of comments. So I want to clarify certain things. The man is not charged with the causing death by dangerous driving. So I see no reason for him not to be granted bail. I want to be fair, notwithstanding, people look at ethnicity and all of that. right? He is charged with the offenses of failing to stop after an accident, failing to report the accident, right? Failing to render assistance should be one of the, failing to render assistance. He is charged with that. And for some inexplicable reason, he's not charged with causing death by dangerous driving. And then they're telling you that the police said that the file has been sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions for legal advice. So why are you going to send this file? You charge him for these offenses. You don't charge him for the causing death by dangerous driving. And then people recognize when the man get bail. They recognize when the man get bail. This accident occurred on the 8th of July. Police had every right to charge him as well with causing death by dangerous driving. And then if he was granted bail, then people can make a noise. Causing death by dangerous driving, the postmortem would have been completed, and you give the charge right away. You said the man knocked down this lady, this young girl, I must say the young girl, and he kept driving. You have to send out message and ask, I think I'll apprehend him some way. So what, you know that he killed this girl? So they did not charge him for causing death by dangerous driving. They decided that they were going to send him to, they're going to send the file for the DPP for advice. I want to know if he was brutalized. Because they did not say that. Because with the amended Motor Vehicle Road Traffic Act, if he's brutalized and found to have been in above the legal limit, then they said they could charge him for motor manslaughter. That is what they said. They could charge him for motor manslaughter. So I just thought I'll clarify that. The man was put on bail. You can't blame the magistrate because the charges that are before the magistrate are failing to stop, failure to render assistance, and failure to report the accident. The charge of causing death or motor manslaughter is not before the magistrate. Somebody said, the African disease of fairness. It's in your nature, you know. It's in your nature to try to be fair and balanced. To try to be fair and balanced. I can't help it. It's in my DNA. Right? So I just thought I'll mention that. Let me bring you Mr. Conway, and then we're going to go maybe to the final subject. CC? Hold on, let me get you. I got a little, hold on, let me bring CC in. Yeah, CC, your views about this incident, the accident, and that?
Yeah, it was reasonable for the magistrate to put him on bail on those charges. But then we say, why not causing death by dangerous driving? The evidence is there. Charge him and then send the file for legal advice. Nothing is wrong with that. As commanders, we used to charge before the file gone to DPP because it's so clear-cut. A clear-cut case. And then after you get charged with causing death by dangerous, I don't hear they do that anymore. You can apply to the Minister of Home Affairs for the license to be revoked. You know, to be suspended. That you suspend the driver's license. And here's it, you have an opportunity to check and see how we obtained the driver's license. I always remember Ron Singh, who was in charge of, who audited inspection in the Guyana Police Force. Ron Singh in his findings said there 1,157 persons got their license illegally. And he said he put them down as they said they are potential killers. I think they have graduated not from potential to real killers now. So I don't see why he could not have been charged for causing death by dangerous driving. And when these people commit the accidents, the time is ripe for you to check and see how they obtain their driver's license. That is the big C. The corruption, how people get in driver's license. Check them, they involved in an accident, but let me do a background check and then see what they're frightened. They might skin up themselves. You know. So I'm saying that for me, you don't have to send no file for causing death, but recommend causing death by dangerous driving. Charge him and send the file. If I with DPP, she say withdraw. No problem with that. And then also if he's from the Muslim community, something all that could happen to.
Yeah, let me talking about accidents, you know. I have two to show you. The first one here, this is one sometime last week, I think it was. Look what's going on the road.
Life in Guyana, my brother. This guy just passed me. Police. With no siren, just boom, knock a car. Look at them. That's the guy coming from your life in Guyana. I'm heading to the airport. Just happened. A minute in front of me. Yes. I heard the siren and the guy got no light on top. Oh my God. How you guys doing? You guys good? Everybody good in it? Oh no. Look at this. I know. Look at this guy in here. Holy shit. Oh shit, you don't hit the mount? They ain't there?
Yeah, but the man right there. Camera friend, put on the camera for my help.
There's a girl in there or something.
They got bleeding out in him, right? You right there?
Yeah.
No, it's a back, it's a man, it's man bleeding out in him. Pull the back door, open the back door. Open the back door.
Pull the back door. Pull the back door. Yo, grab this one. Okay. Andy. Oh,
Get everything, look. Yeah, use them. You can't get on the door, man.
Apologies for the expletives. I should have warned you before. That is happened last week or before the last. We had heard nothing. So I suspect the victim might have, might not have suffered the worst. And I saw one this morning. I am praying. I haven't seen the release. I am praying that this is not a fatal accident. Let me show you a short one. There's a child running from behind the garbage truck, and a car coming down the road picked that child up. Let's pray for that child. I'm not sure. I think that happened. It was sent to me this morning just before I went on the live, so I didn't get a follow-up to see what is the position. But let me pray. Again, it's teaching and training. We told you during this August holidays, we have got to do a lot. Not only during the August holiday. Child run across from behind a parked vehicle. Trying to run from behind a parked vehicle. Child just run out of the road. Right? I learned that when you think, you're not perfect. But I learned in driving, they say when you see a ball come from the road, always assume that the child is coming behind that ball. And therefore, if you're a defensive driver, you start to prepare to take a caution. But I don't know what are the circumstances. Well, we saw what happened. The child ran across the road from behind the parked truck, trying to run across the road. And the truck, I saw something flying in the air. I hope there's the bag that the child had and not the child. Right? So let me hope that the child, as whoever that child is, has not suffered the worst. Because it looked bad. It looked bad, yeah? It looked bad. Now, I wanted to end with this matter, but I think we're going to shortchange you if we were to talk about it. We're talking about this Adriana Young's case again. Adriana Young case again. Because we learned over the past couple of days that there's private investigators, according to Dr. Todd, you have private investigators who are investigating, some private international investigating team reviewing Adriana Young's case. And part of the thing that I learned from going through it, we're going to come to you again on the next program with more details, is that it is said that the CCTV cameras were working at the time when this child disappeared on the 23rd of April. it is now being revealed that the cameras, the CCTV cameras, were in fact working at the time. That is what is being revealed. So I await. I'm going to do some more research so we can bring you the next day. We can tell you about this thing. Because if that is the case, then it is more evidence of this police cover-up. More evidence that the police covering up this matter. I mean, we get enough evidence of the covering up, but this can be more evidence that the police covering up this girl's murder, right? More evidence. And before I bring Mr. Conway in for his closing, let me show y'all. I got a couple of things to show y'all. When we talk about domestic violence, again, the Linden lady that was killed there. Look, remember this? This is the first lady, Varsity Jagdeo. What she said? She will never forget how she was treated under the PPPC administration while she was the first lady. They have zero respect for women. Things have not changed, Varsity and viewers. Things have not changed. Zero respect for women. They have women, people accused of rape and all that on the list. Zero respect for women. One of the supporters, Ossie, what you name, Ossie, O.C. Rogers, what you name, convicted for assaulting a woman. He assaulted a young girl because the girl was talking to a little boy. Things haven't changed. Things have not changed and will not change once these people are around. And don't forget, look at next one. Don't forget this, This is U.S. cable, U.S. government cable on the 19th of June, 2007. Thing that's revealed by WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks, they said before his arrest in Suriname and removal to the U.S., Roger Khan was frequently seen entertaining President Jagdeo at social venues around Georgetown. Businessmen tell tales of passing high-level narco traffickers entering and leaving State House. That is what, look, again, these were all allegations. Well, this is perhaps more than allegation. This is a U.S. Embassy cable from Georgetown to Washington, D.C. That is that they were saying. And these people come, they tell you all manner of things, They try to give you the impression that they're so pious, they're so poor. But they get more baggage, they get more skeletons than a graveyard. And then listen to this one. Listen to this one. This is a man whom I...
Men calling each other on television wicked, especially during this political season. Oh, man. All I'm saying to you, you choose where you're going. You choose how you'll exercise your franchise. But don't wander away from the principles of God. You know the principles. And you see people doing things, saying things, and you know it jars your very spirit. But you like what they have. And you like what they're offering you. Here the wise man said, here, there are traps set all around, but there's a personal confession. I have not wandered.
Don't wonder. Pastor, Doctor said, choose who you want to choose. It is your right, your constitutional right. But I'm saying that all of these people come in and they lie to you. And they try to tell you that they're clean, they're the cleanest thing. You must know who they are. And that is what we're going to do. We're going to tell you who these people are. So they come, they gaslight, and they try to baptize themselves as being bishops and all this. They're evil, they're wicked. Evil and wicked. Domestic violence. That same lady, let me put it up here again, alleged that during her marriage to Jagdeo, he locked you out to the matrimonial room. Men who worked at the presidential guards, she had to sleep downstairs mask. She said, Masquita killing she downstairs. She praying for the morning come for her to take a shower and beat out. He locked in the bedroom, the matrimonial bedroom door. Wonder why? Is it that he had an aversion to such a beautiful woman, and they just come and tell you about domestic violence. They come and tell you all manner of things. And they were, well, perhaps they're speaking from a position of knowledge, having been practitioners of the domestic violence. Could it be that? But that's not the impression they try to give. That is not the impression they try to give. Let me bring in Mr. Conway for his closing, and then we're going to tell you they look forward. We got a lot of other stuff to tell you. Oh, God, time always has run out on me. CC, you're closing, my brother.
No, don't stray away from the principles of God.
God.
Don't stray away from the principles of God. And I'm happy that Adriana matters being actively pursued, according to Todd. Even the crime chief said that it is active, although they brought a dry up maple leaf from Canada who said that he had to be properly trained to check the pool, that you had to get experts to check the pool, and the police did an excellent work. But I want, it's disturbing that they do a proper audit on the police finance office, that they do a proper audit on the financial arrangements in region number 6, region number 8, region number 1, and more so the quartermaster store. What came out with Brutus is just the tip of the iceberg. Hundreds of millions still to be investigated. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Financial irregularities abound in the police force. I repeat, the quartermaster stores, Soku themselves, region 6, region 8, region 1. I don't know what the other department is doing, but they need to look at the misappropriation or the thieving of government funds. The police finance office, the chief sinner.
Yeah, my brother. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I got a next state to show you all. I can't. This is what gonna happen. I told you the police kicking the man in the head. Look. There's 2 Chinese nationals kicking a Guyanese of Afro descent at Bartik. I understand that incident took place. I understand they were charged and they were fined $15,000 Guyana each. Imagine that. Imagine that. Stamping, kicking the man. And my information is the police action might have been before. Stamping, kicking a Guyanese, Afro Guyanese. Fine $15,000. $15,000. That is what we have in this dear land of ours. That is what I pass by every and everyone because of the atmosphere that is created. People ain't got no respect for you. People ain't got no respect for the police fighting. Police themselves ain't got no respect for themselves. That is what is happening, right? And I'm saying again, you don't get an opportunity, as Pastor Messiah, I think it is, said, don't stray away from the principles of God. All the wrong that they did, remember, they're going to come and they're going to try to whitewash all these things. They believe by painting all them posts with a party color and all them bullshit with a party color, they're going to cover, they're going to block all the wrong things they have done, all the corruption. They got more to talk about with all the corruption. All the corruption. And finally, let me say this before I give you your therapy. They love to talk about the sanctions. When they go to some of the places, they tell you, sanction man, referring to Azadin Mohammed. Let me remind you that Azadin Mohammed is not the only person who was sanctioned, and his father, May Thomas, who was at the time permanent secretary of the Ministry of Home Affairs, he too was sanctioned for corruption. And later on, think it was sometime after. Don't forget, a senior police officer, Emnat Shah, is sanctioned by the same OFAC for drug smuggling. They accuse him of being a drug trafficker, and he's still in the force. They're very selective outrage when they talk, selective outrage. Again, I say I know no brief Azadin Mohammed, right? But if you want to talk about sanctions, talk about sanctions. Is not only the ESAC get sanctioned. And let me say this, as far as I know, that a sanction for Azadin Mohammed smuggling and not paying duty and gold and all that everything, very serious. I have no doubt, very serious. But drug trafficking, in my view, is 10 times more serious than that. 10 times more serious. And I say this, I can't see the United States government sanctioning someone for drug trafficking and it finishing there. I can't see it finish just like that. I cannot see it finishing just like that. I believe more actions will be taken in respect to the same matters. That is what I believe. That is what I believe. And I say too that the incident with Asudin, where they went to Yo's 11:30 the night, said they went to talk. Then he turned up the morning at the Rhineville police station, sit down there for 3-4 hours, then eventually sent away on his own recognizance. I mean, folks, he had to lodge no money. I said, sign to come back at some time or whenever they want him. It then done. They will do every and anything. Let me repeat that. They will do any and everything to get Ashuddin Mohammed and the Win Party out of the race. The Triforce, GCOM said the Jaguar cannot be used, and then for whatever reason they changed their mind. Then they came and they said, well, the list wasn't in order, and now the list is in order. Watch out. Watch out. That is what my crystal ball is saying. They're going to do every and anything. Let me repeat that. I ain't talking water in my mouth. They're going to do any and everything. And of course, they get the police, they get GRA, and all those things they're going to weaponize against the opponents, including Ashuddin Mohammed. They're desperate. I cannot understand for the life of me. Jack Dio and all them telling you, they are not afraid of Mohammed and his party. And last week, Thursday, at the last cuss out, I understand from what I've read, guy don't listen, 30 minutes was spent cussing out Ashuddin Mohammed. 30 minutes. And I said the thing went for like what? 2 hours? 30 minutes spent cussing out Ashuddin Mohammed. And you're telling me that he's not a threat? You are telling me you're spending so much political capital on this one individual, and he's not a threat. Folks, let me give you therapy, and then we are going to tell you about what is going to happen when we meet again. Here we go. Here we go.
Sit there and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su? My relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in my place, yeah.
And he's a good friend of yours?
Yes, yes, he is a friend of ours.
He claims
relationship, there's a new word. I never heard that word before. When you ask about relationship, I know relationships between a man and a woman. And the other thing, relationship, I don't know anything about relationship. And look your friend here.
You who are out there, if they come, we gotta shoot and scoot. And shoot good and scoot. And keep shooting and scooting until help arrives.
Yeah, shoot and scoot, man. They gotta shoot and scoot and keep shooting and scooting till that's the type of leadership you have. Say, man, tell people you must show the gun, put it in the bag and throw it in the yard. You got illegal firearm, put it in the bag and throw it in the yard. That is the type of people you want to lead you or to continue to lead you. You must, according to the bishop, you must make a choice. You must make a choice. Folks, we have had a good morning. Thanks for your attendance. Again, I encourage you, those of you who can afford to give us something. The numbers are there, Zelle, Cash App, and MMG. Numbers are there. Thanks for all those who have made their contributions, and we look forward to more contributions from you guys to keep this thing going. Fantastic attendance this morning in the thousands. We appreciate, and that motivates us to make sure that we do research and we come to give you proper, credible information. Today is Monday. Our next program is scheduled for Wednesday. God's Spirit Life, I always put it that way, because man appoints and God disappoints. So if he is willing, we are going to be here on Wednesday at 11 o'clock for another episode of Speaking Out, Exposing Corruption and Incompetence. Until then, we ask you, we plead with you to stay well, stay safe until that time. Until then, again, stay well. Bye.